Here I have with me now Carole Rosenberg. She is the executive director for the Havana Film Festival in New York. Mrs. Rosenberg, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm very excited. We had a great gala, and it's very special.
And how did you start with the idea to do this festival?
Well, I got the idea to do this festival because Americans can't go to Cuba, and there's a fantastic Latin American festival, though I think it's the largest in the world, in Havana every December. And I had the occasion to host the director from that festival in I think it was around 1990. And I invited one of my sons to come with me when we were going to see a film at the Anthology Film Archives, and they dedicated that evening to that director, the director of the Havana Film Festival in Havana. It's called the International Festival of New Latin American Cinema. And he and a young professor from NYU who taught at the school in Cuba, the International Film School, they came to me and they said, "Why don't we do a Havana Film Festival in New York?" And I said, "Oh, great idea." So since I was running this foundation, building cultural bridges between the United States and Cuba, I thought it was a wonderful project. And that's how I started it 11 years ago.
And what is the purpose for this festival? To promote the Latin America culture?
Well, originally we thought we would just do a Cuban festival, but then we realized that it would be better to bring a small version of what they do in December to New York, because that's a big Latin American festival. And the Cubans, they do a modest amount of films every year, but not enough to have a festival in New York every year. And then also, when we were watching all these Cuban films, we realized that if we didn't show them together with other Latin American films, we didn't think our audience would really understand what was going on, in the sense that they would be judging it against Hollywood films. And Latin American films are in a group of their own. They're very special, and a lot of Hollywood films, are not on the same level intellectually. And then we also were looking at the community in New York. We've got a huge Latino community, and we said, why not do something that celebrates Latin American cinema and do what the Cubans are doing in December, which is really taking a broad scope of Latin American films. They also do Spanish, and we don't go into Spain. The only Spanish films we do are when they are co-produced with Latin America or the Caribbean.
And I know that at this year it's a Brazilian film too, right?
We always have Brazilian films. We love Brazilian films. And so we never have a year without Brazilian films.
That's good, that's good. And how many movies will be in this festival?
There's usually around 40, 43, 45, and we bring about 15 to 20 filmmakers from the various countries. We always have Brazilians, and we also have 12 to 15 countries represented every year. It's not all the same countries every year, but Brazil is always, Argentina always, Chile always. And then we also have invited in recent years Americans who are doing films about Latin America, Latinos living here that do films that fit in, with the scope of our program.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations for this idea and for the opportunity, right, to show the all the Latino America work that they have this talent also. And you gave them the opportunity to show their nice work.
Thank you. And another thing we do is we always have panel discussions, and we always try to have one that can be helpful to the filmmakers from Latin America, because it's very hard for them to get their films shown in the United States. And I'm learning from them that it's also hard for them to get their films shown in their country because the Latin American countries are showing more films from the United States than from their own country. So we felt that it was a good idea to have these dialogues where they can learn from other filmmakers and producers and distributors other methods and other means of getting their work out there.
Well, in the name of the Veja TV, I want to thank you for the invitation for us to come here tonight at this special event.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for interviewing our team.
Thank you.